Hi guys, and welcome to this video. This is going to be the first of many, and today I'm going to review my own car, and it's this nice, lovely, beautiful Citroen Saxo. It's a VTS, so it's the more sporty version, and I've done a couple of things to it, not too much. It's still pretty stock, but I've made the noise a lot better, and I've upgraded the brakes. Not that my driving is needing that. I could still just drive perfectly on standard brakes, but nevertheless, here we are in my little go-kart. It is seriously one of the best cars that I've ever owned, because less is more in this case. You don't need more in this car. You don't get more. It's just you get nothing. You get four wheels, power steering, an engine that drives you around, and then just a fucking go-kart chassis. And that's it. And it's beautiful. It's so amazing. It's nice and light, only just some kilos away from 1,000 kilos. It's 900 and something, and they got around 90 horses as well. So it's not gonna win any drag races. Maybe against some other small cars, but never against a BMW or Mercedes. But where it's going to be perfect, it's in the corners, on the small roads and on the mountain roads. Whenever you need this to turn, it just turns. It's a little agile, nimble car that just throws around, and it's perfect for that. So the beautiful thing about this car is there is some difference between the cheap models and this model. The difference, of course, is the engine, and then you have the body itself. It's still the same chassis, but it has some wider side skirts, so it makes it look a bit more sporty. And I don't really know if the wheelbase is any different. The body is pretty much the same as the cheaper version. Just has it's just a bit wider because of some plastic parts. That's it. Otherwise, this here is what you got. And you need to get over 4,000 RPMs to really feel it pulling, because that's where it really pulls. Because it's NA, no turbo, no nothing. It's just natural aspirated. It's perfect. It's a perfect little car for a grown man who's tired of just driving around in the family car, having something to have a bit fun in. This is the perfect car. If you're a guy who has just gotten his driver's license, this is also the perfect car. No matter what, going to put a smile on your face. If you push it just a little bit, you're gonna get this little grin on your face. But if you just throttle to the floor, it's amazing. It's amazing. I fucking love it. It sounds great. It feels great. What more do we want? So yeah, the car is produced from 1996 to 2003, and it's of course a French car. It's a small car, and for me, it represents like the amazing era for the French car manufacturers, where they did these small cars with not a lot of power, but they just had some charisma to them. And that's the amazing thing about it. You just feel the car. You kind of get a connection to it because it's not filled up with any extras of anything. This one doesn't even have air conditioning. You can find some that has, but not really. It's not so often you see them, but they're out there. But listen, I'm just driving on this small road. It's nice, awesome. Takes the corners so perfect. But yeah, this car, the only extra in this car is electric windows. That's it. Otherwise, it's just an engine and a chassis. That's it, and I love it for it. But the drivability in this car is so amazing. The steering wheels, the steering itself is really light, and I know that for a fact because my power steering broke like a month ago, so I only just gotten it fixed. It was only a relay, but still it kind of sucked. It works perfect now, and I've missed it, and there's a huge difference. The power steering in this car is fucking great. When we're out here on these small roads, just gives this the life that it were meant to be having. Okay. It just sounds like a rally car. That's so fucking amazing. But yeah, you can definitely feel that it only has about 90 horses and not much more. It isn't lack of power, but out there you can get a 16 valve engine. This is only the 8 valve. But you can get the 16 valve that has about 40 horses more, so it's around 120 horses. And as far as I've heard, I've never tried them, but as far as that I've heard, it's a huge difference. Those 40 horses, they make up for a lot of stuff. In my opinion, the Saxo is one of the last cars that I really enjoyed that Citroen made, because in my opinion, after 2003, just in general after 2000, the newer cars they produced afterwards were a lot more dull and boring. There were no real sporty feel to a lot of them, like they did with these cars. But again, time changed, and they of course had to change with it. But just don't feel like they did it as good of a job that they might have could have done. Because obviously you could see what they could produce back in the time, and they've done some amazing cars. I can't come up with the names on top of my head, but they've made some amazing cars, and the fact that they used the hydraulic suspension and no one else did, you had just a completely other comfort in the car than you had in any of the competition, because you could just do other stuff with that kind of suspension that they had. So you could just get over any bumps, not really feel it, and it would still go around corners pretty nicely. And yeah, that's just an amazing thing that they did back then. But somehow for me, and the same goes for Peugeot, like they just lost it afterwards. There's something about the French car manufacturers, in my opinion, that they lost it after about 2000. And it seems like they've started to come on top of the game again, because when you see some of the new cars they've produced, like, wow. I love some of the designs, both exterior and interior. It just looks so much better, and it seems like you get a completely other quality in the car for the amount of money that you pay for it, in comparison to a lot of other cars. But so in that sense, I feel like the French car manufacturers have come on top of on the game again, and you see it out on the roads, because there's a lot more French cars on the roads again. It's not only in German and a little Spanish, but mostly German. Now the French really stepped up the game for me. So I don't want to speak for the general, because we know that can be divided like crazy, but yeah, it's my opinion, and I think some of the new cars is so beautiful. It's amazing to see what they've done.